So this is a great technique that you can follow to think in English and in turn improve your English speaking fluency. Hello everybody, how are you all? Hope you're doing great. So welcome back to another session of learning English with me and improving your English speaking skills with me. So today we are going to improve our English speaking skills and we will be learning a brand new method to think in English. Yes, because thinking in English is very important if you want to become a fluent English speaker. Because thinking in English makes things smooth, spontaneous, and I have this easy and effortless method to think in English, something that you can adopt with your daily routine without any much efforts, without any extra time, and you can practice thinking in English whole day. Isn't that amazing? So are you all ready for this? I'm Shivangi Gupta, your CELTA certified English language tutor, certified by the University of Cambridge, the UK. And before beginning, please subscribe the channel so that you do not forget to check out on all the lessons that I post for you on the channel. Please like the video and share it with your friends too. Now coming back to today's lesson, that is thinking in English. Thinking in English. Now thinking in English is a very important process, and today I have this particular method for you where you can think in English very easily. So thinking in English is going to be like this absolutely easy process for you. So when you are thinking in English, it's like you're following it throughout the day. Now what you are supposed to do, that is you have to spend a complete English day. That means you have to do everything in English. Speak English, only and only English. You have to speak in English throughout the day. Speak as much as possible, something that you have to tell yourself. And you just not have to speak in English. In order to think in English, a lot of times what you might do is you might think something in your native language and then instantly translate it and then speak it. We have to stop that process. How we are going to do it? So what we are going to do, we are going to keep an English thinking day. That means whenever you are thinking about something, it can be a random thought. It can be about your friend. It can be about your work. It can be about the project, the presentation, maybe your day, maybe what you're going to do on weekend, anything. It can be anything. It can be as random as you are sitting inside maybe a public transport or your own car, doesn't matter, and you are just commuting and you saw something and you're thinking about it. Think about it in English. If there is too much traffic, think about it in English. For example, oh my god, there is so much traffic. There are so many cars ahead of me. Will I reach on time? You have to think everything in English. So force yourself to think everything in English. Whatever situation you are in, you're supposed to think in English. That means you have to program your mind. Are you able to understand this? We are programming our mind to think in English. Because throughout the day, what we are doing is we are looking at a thing and we are trying to think about it in English, the situations in English, because this is going to help us speak in English. If our mind is automatically programmed in an English mode, you're thinking in English, that means you've programmed your mind in an English mode. Now your mind is programmed in this particular English mode, and supposedly your friend approaches you and the friend is asking something. Maybe, do you want to go grab a cup of coffee from canteen? You'd say, yes, I would love to. So your mind is already programmed in English and your answers would automatically come out in English because your mind is in that particular zone, is in English mode, in that particular mode. So when you speak in English, it'll be easy for you to speak it out. And that is what we want, that when we speak in English, we speak in English fluently. Speaking English comes to us naturally. And this particular method of thinking in English helps you train your mind to become comfortable in English language. You are initiating a process of thinking in English. Now, there are so many methods that I've already told you about to think in English and that are related to different situations. But this particular technique is something that you can follow any day. And you can even keep one thinking in English day. So you have 7 days in a week. Yes, you can keep any one day as a part of your English improvement journey, that this particular day is going to be my English thinking day. If you are taking up a challenge, for example, you're taking my 30 days challenge, doesn't matter, you have to do the tasks, but this is something different. It is something different. It's like training your mind, you're training your brain. You are right now not doing something to improve, you're not consuming any content. No, whatever you're doing to consume good content, whatever you're doing to learn concepts, vocabulary, this is a kind of implementation, practical implementation, which is very important. This is a skill. Thinking in English is also a skill, and if you have developed the skill of thinking in English comfortably, you'll be able to speak English comfortably too. That is the art. And because you are taking up the 30-day challenge, for example, maybe 6-week challenge, maybe 90 days challenge, any one challenge of mine, you are following it, follow it. You don't have to skip the task. Task is different. You are giving dedicated time to task, but this particular technique that I'm telling you, to think in English, you don't need to give any extra time. No, this works when you're doing your day-to-day normal tasks. You're doing the normal tasks of your day. You're following your daily routine. You're waking up in the morning, having breakfast, going out, going to college, going to office, doing your work, meeting your friends, meeting your colleagues. Whatever you're doing, you have to apply it with that particular schedule, because the aim is to make you comfortable in English within that sphere, social sphere where you want to use English. And isn't that great that this particular technique is helping you to become fluent in English and making that thinking process so easy for you that you're naturally developing this habit of becoming comfortable in English. That means whenever you're going to your office, you're in your office slowly and gradually. Speaking in English will become comfortable because you're training yourself to be in that English zone whenever you are in that particular environment. You are with your friends, speaking in English will become comfortable. Slowly and gradually, when you practice this thinking in English day, things will become easy for you. English will become easy for you, and you'll also increase your fluency, because until and unless you don't start speaking in the real life situation, that development of fluency will be missing. And this thinking in English particular technique today that I've told you will help you initiate that speaking process that is required in the real life situation, hence improving your fluency too. So this is a great technique that you can follow to think in English and in turn improve your English speaking fluency. Keep a thinking in English day where you have to think and speak in English. It's not just about thinking in English or just speaking in English. Both the processes should be in English. Thinking about, maybe there is a tree that you've seen, there are some birds sitting on it. You can say, oh wow, what a beautiful sight. Look at the little birds. Oh wow, there's a cloud there up in the sky. So the random thoughts, they must be in English. Your whole day must be spent thinking in English, and whenever you're interacting, communicating in that particular area, that is the speaking skill, you have to use English too. So think in English and speak in English. So that is the technique for you. Follow it for at least 10 times, maybe 12 times, and see the difference for yourself. You'll feel the difference from within, and you'll feel that comfortable zone that you're creating for yourself. You'll be able to feel it, and you'll be able to speak English fluently. So that was all. Now I'm gonna meet you again with a new lesson. Till then, everybody, take care and bye.